So today I'm going to explain about the workplace emotions, attitude and stress. So what will be the learning outcome of today's topic? So I'm just going to explain how emotions and cognition means conscious reasoning influence attitude and behavior. Then discuss the dynamics of emotional labor and the role of emotional intelligence EI in the workplace. Summarize the consequences of job dissatisfaction as well as strategies to increase organizational effective commitment. Describe the stress experience and review four major stressors. Identify five ways to manage workplace stress. So, one example that is in front of you. So this example says the pulse check assess employee attitude. So pulse check survey. So pulse survey. Some of the organization does this kind of a survey. So what is that? I'm just going to explain now. Employee emotions and attitude are so important at Quebec City CAE Incorporation and other Canadian organizations that they rely on pulse surveys to regularly check in on employees' feelings, to check the feelings of their workforce, their employees at all levels. So one survey is known as a pulse survey is to be conducted by most of the organizations. Now what is that? So pulse survey is a brief and regular set of questions sent to employees. On the basis of some questions, organization come to know about their views. So as a term, pulse suggests, it is carried out to continuously gain employees' views on subjects such as job related roles. What are the roles they are just putting on, the duties and responsibilities, and as per the communications and relationship and the overall work environment. So this is the best way to analyze what employees thinks in the organization. Emotions defined psychological thought process. This is the thought processes. Like psychological mean thought processes, behavioral mean a facial expression, and physiological mean heart rate. So episode that create a state of readiness. So emotions are experiences. With the experiences, that emotions change. Brief episodes means some topics, some pinpoints, some target points, episodes, some happenings. Right? So brief events or episodes directed towards someone or something. For example, joy or anger towards a task, joy or anger towards their clients, maybe suppliers or customers. Subtle means like more non-consciousness. More emotions are subtle, means difficult to detect. So subtle mean like difficult to detect, difficult to recognize, like emotions, and occur without our awareness. Even that we are not aware about that, that emotions occurs because that are more subtle. And emotion motive. Emotions no motives mean put us in a state of readiness to act. We have types of emotions. You can see on the left hand side you can see high and low activations, and on the x-axis we can see the negative positive of evaluation. Here you can see that high activations, the high activation and negative emotions on this side, on the left corner, top corner. So if that is there means high activations, then evaluation is a negative, then you can say fearful, distressed. And on the other side we can say if there is a high activation and a positive emotions, it means enthusiastic, elated and excited people. And these are the emotions. Low activations and negative emotions, sometimes they feel that this job is bored, I feel so tired. and drowsy. The thing is that we know when we play some game, we don't tire. Even maybe a physical concern or maybe the mentally game, we don't tire because we don't tire only those activities that we love. And normally, uh, we do what we love, right? So sometime in a situation, we have to do we have to do some of the tasks that we don't love. That leads to tiredness, that leads to like the drowsy, and that you will feel tired, more tired. You don't like that, but you have to do this one. So that is not just like a game for you. Doing what you love is just like a play, just like a game. Uh, when you play game, you don't tire mostly. So low activation and positive emotions. When there is activation is less, but emotions are so positive, right? So then we can say uh, we feel relaxed because of the emotions, and we feel satisfied, contented, and calm. So two dimensions of all emotions are depicted in the circumplex model. One is the activation and evaluation. Second one, activations means emotions put us in the state of readiness and generate some level of energy within us. Primary source of motivation, that becomes the primary source of motivation. Readiness to do something, state of readiness means quickly I am ready to do this one. I'm not ready, I'm ready, right? So activation. Evaluation means like that is the core effect. Emotion generate global evaluations, right? Then positive or negative valence, for example, that something is good or bad, maybe something helpful or harmless. Attitude and emotions, there are two things. Attitude is a cluster of beliefs and feelings and behavioral intentions. So judgments with conscious reasoning, that is the attitude. More stable over time. This is only because of the attitude. Sometimes we have attitude, a positive attitude or a negative attitude for the particular thing, a particular object, particular person, particular group. That is the attitude. That is more stable, remain a long period of time. Emotions, like sometimes you feel sad, sometime on the other side maybe after 10 minutes you feel happy. One time that you were crying, another like after 30 minutes that you were happy and laughing. So that is emotions, not attitude. So emotions, if we say experiences related to attitude object, whatever the attitude objects are there related to the objects. Object may be a human being, right? Object may be any other things. Emotions may be like towards some books. Emotions may be that the father gave you a gift, right? And like father is grandfather, like for example, and he's no more, and that you have emotions for that particular gift, or maybe your book, or maybe your pen, or maybe anything. So you have emotions towards that. Other people may not be having emotions. Same thing that happen in the workplace. So but emotions that are the brief experiences and involve immediate responses and instantaneously affect on your behavior. Now look at this. This is the model of emotions, attitude, and behavior. On the left hand side you can see the beliefs, feelings, and behaviors, intentions. So what we believe in one thing, and we have a feeling about that's why, so that's we believe. According to the belief and feelings, that our behaviors change, right? So the all the three things club together, that we can say this is we change the affecting on the attitude of the person, maybe positive or a negative. Cognitive process means we evaluate something, that is the mental function. Cognitive, I can give you one example of the cognitive process. For example, that you go to Costco, and like you are looking for one particular thing, right? So you are looking for let's say that you're looking for a particular fruit, right? So they will say, you will ask to someone, And here that salesperson says you go to this aisle 2 or 3, you go there, you find at that particular thing what you were searching for. So it's a brain process, like cognitive mental functions. You go there, you look at the aisles, you look at the shelves, you find that product, you come back and just you stand in the queue and pay for that. That is the main process. Okay, so now on the right hand side, you can see emotional process. So emotional process, there may be some emotional episodes. Episodes, you can say events. So one event that happened sometime in your life. Second thing also happened sometime with your life. That attributes that contribute to like having a bad or a good experience. On the basis of that emotions change, right? So all these things that we received in the environment and that definitely affect your behavior. Small things are going to affect in the behavior, and also they are going to affect in the workplace and their productivity as well. Now behavior influenced by both attitude and emotions. So traditional attitude model, on the left side of the model, consider only the logic and perceptions, not emotions, and also need to consider contingencies. So what do the contingencies mean here? That explain why people in same situation form a different attitude and behavior. That are the contingencies. Sometime in the same situation they are saying okay, I'm agree. On the other side they are saying I'm not agree, I like this. And on the other side I don't like this. Objects are same, right? But the situation change. Sometimes same situation and different behavior, different attitude. That is known as contingencies. So traditional model of attitude, like beliefs and feelings. If we talk about the beliefs, beliefs mean established perceptions about the attitude object that is formed from experience and other learning. So believe, we believe that this organization is really good. And for example, employee discovers that job involves long hours and challenging work. That is their belief in the particular organization. The feelings, that is conscious a positive or negative evaluation of the attitude objective. This is the evaluations. When you are going to evaluating, I like this one, I don't like this one, this means that you are that is the feelings that, but slowly that feeling are built up and that become a belief. Right? So feeling formed from valence of beliefs about the attitude object. For example, people form a negative feeling about their job from a negative valences of a job element, such as long hours, challenging work, and unfriendly coworker. So the feelings, if in one organization the people don't talk each other with in a cooperative manner, they don't respect each other, long hours of work, right? And there are some difficult work, challenging work, there are a lot of target and pressure is there, their feelings will be different, right? So their feelings will be different. So there may be like that will be going to affect the productivity in the workplace. Now the both things are there. And now the third one is the behavioral intentions and behavior. So behavior intention, motivation to engage in a particular behavior regarding the attitude object, means motivation, what is the motive behind it, right? So intentions are formed from feelings, like we feel bad, we feel good, for the person, for the group, for the community, right? So that will become the source and directions of motivations. This is good or bad, I don't want to do, my motive change. I don't want to like respect these people because these people are like that, only because of some experience, bad experience or good experience, that our attitude change. And that become the source and directions of the motivations. Now behavior intentions means like motivation to act are best predictor of behavior. So now one is the attitude behavior contingencies. So contingencies that I explained in the same situation, different viewpoint. So believe feeling contingencies. So two people have same belief but different uh, value and balances about that belief. For example, challenging work is positive for some people and maybe negative for other. Some people like challenging work, other people like non-challenging, like simple and easy work. So it means that uh, beliefs and feeling contingencies mean differences. The next is the feeling and behavior. Feeling behavioral intentions contingencies. Two people have same feelings but form different behavioral intentions due to past experience or personality. For example, two employees dislike long work hours, but one complains about long hours and other does not complain because complaining did not work in the past. Right? So two employees have a different feelings, have different attitude towards the particular job. The behavioral intentions and behavior contingencies. So two people have same behavioral intentions are same but different situation or skills enable only one of them to act. So the behavior is same but situation is different. Skills, the one person is a skillful, other person is non-skillful, they don't have a skill to do this particular object or particular task, right? So one person will be willing to do, other person may not be willing to do. So same behavior intentions but one is ready, other one is not ready. For example, employee want to quit, so intentions want to quit but can't find a suitable job elsewhere, that is the behavior. Want to just leave the organization but they don't have and not able to find any other suitable job, so have to work on that, so they are just stick with the job. No doubt productivity will go down. Emotional makers. So how emotions influences attitude and behavior. So there is the attitude and also the behavior. Attitude may be a positive or a negative, but behavior may be good behavior, like bad behavior, right? So maybe verbal or non-verbal, right? So how emotions, it all depends upon the emotions. So emotional makers attached to incoming sensory information. So incoming sensory information means senses. We have five senses. So from those, like we listen or we read, we write, we touch and just feel something, and we eat something. So these are attached to the incoming sensory informations. So that on the basis of that, emotions created. Emotional experiences occur when information is first received and later thinking about that information. First we received that information in that process, and later on that we think about that information, right? We received information, maybe like someone have just explained or told something, maybe good word or bad words about someone else, or that is what the information that is received first. Later on, like maybe after a couple of minutes or hours or a week, we're thinking about that information received, right? So that is emotional experiences. Feelings and beliefs are influenced by cumulative of emotional episodes, mean emotional events. One event, second event, third, fourth, number of times, a number of events that are accumulated. So the total of all these that is converted into feelings and beliefs. Emotional influence our cognitive thinking about the attitude objective, right? We listen in our on our emotions, and emotions also directly affect behavior. So we were talking about emotional intelligence. And emotions no doubt directly affect our behavior. Cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance is the one of the term. Like sometime that we, for example, we buy something from the market, and later on we realize, we think that we should not buy this one. We go back and return it. At the very first time, you like that product, but later on you realize, no, this color is not suitable for me. I don't like this color. I will go back and return it. Right. So that is managing your cognitive dissonance. So now what is that? Cognitive dissonance is a mental conflict, means conflicting not with the other people, conflicting with your own mind. It's a mental conflict that occurs when your beliefs don't line up with your actions. Okay, so like one person is doing action something, right? The beliefs means, but he's thinking something else. uh, it's an uncomfortable state of mind when someone has contradictory values, contradictory attitude or perspective about the same things. One person say this glass is filled with water, half is filled, other one say half is empty. Different perspective for the same object. For example, eating meat, one person is saying, I love eating meat, I am a non-vegetarian. Some people who view themselves as animal lover, right, and eat meat, though this is the contradictory. They say like, I like animals, but I'm just eating animals, and may feel discomfort, mean conflict, mental conflict with themselves when they think about where their meat comes from. So meat is coming from the by killing the animals. So that is what is a cognitive dissonance. Emotional response to incongruent, I mean incongruent mean not compatible, means incompatible beliefs, feelings and behavior. Two-person, maybe husband or wife, they end up in divorce because of the incongruent, means incompatibility with their thoughts, right? So violates image of being rational. And emotion motivates consistency. What are the emotions that you have that will motivate you to be like that for more period of time? Mean consistency. So difficult to reduce dissonance by reversing the decision. Sometimes there may be a problem, right? So reversing the decision which is you have already taken the decision and you are going to reverse it, it takes time, right? amplify amplify or discover additional positive features of the selected alternative. Now if you want to change something, right, so you need to have different alternatives, and you will just will find out and research and discover some positive features of some selected alternative, right? You bought one suit, you just for example go back to return it. Then other person will give you some other suits or colors, then you are just looking for the best one and researching on that one, right? And amplify or discover the additional problems or maybe weaknesses with alternative not chosen, right? Not to choose, right? And compensate the dissonant decision by recognizing the previous consonant. Now next is what is emotional labor. Now emotional labor is one of the process, that process of managing feelings and expressions to fulfill the emotional requirements of a job. So this is totally related to one word, which is a management. This is the managing. So managing of your feelings, managing of your expressions. Why to manage your feelings? Why to manage your expression? That is to fulfill the emotional requirement of the job. Sometime that these kind of people are having more chances of being a selection at the time of interview. More specifically, workers are expected to regulate, means to manage their emotions during interactions with the customers, co-workers, clients, and even managers. So, effort, planning, and control to express organizationally desired emotions. Higher in job requirement, emotional labors who can manage that one. They are in demand. Frequent and lengthy emotion display, variety of emotions display, for example anger as well as joy. Intense emotions display means showing delight. So emotion display norms vary across the culture, different cultures that we have. So emotions display the different norms. Expressed emotions discouraged in Japan and Ethiopia, and expressed emotions allowed mean expected, that is Kuwait and Spain. So different cultures, different perspective regarding emotions. Smiling in Russia, for example, that's Russian employees have a different interpretation of smiling than do people in Canada and some other societies as well. Consequently, they are more likely to experience the stress of emotional labor when required to smile at customers. For example, this is like in the job they have to show their feelings, they have to smile, right? Sometimes internally they don't want to smile, just they have to. When they have to means that is a stressful situation. They are doing against what their emotions are, right? So different cultures and different emotional labor. Russian, not only Russian, but in Japan, Korea, Iran, France, and other countries tend to view stranger who smile often as less intelligent. The people that who smile a number of times, they consider they are less intelligent, and a frequent smiling is interpreted as a sign of a higher intelligence on the other part of the world. And in another culture, specifically if we talk about Germany, Switzerland, Malaysia, and China, and Austria, Russia has a high corruption score, right? So they tend to view people, particularly men, who smile fairly, often as less honest than non-smiling strangers. So smiling means like showing their emotions is also like smiling, right? So different cultures and different emotions we can find. Emotion display norms across cultures. So cultural variations mean change in the emotion display norms, and some countries or cultures strongly discourage emotional expression, and but some countries or culture encourage open display of one's true emotions. Now, if you talk about the strategies for displaying expected emotions. What is expected emotion? Expected emotions that will be judged and will be evaluated, will be given, will be set by the organizations. So what are the strategies for displaying the expected emotions? For example, that one of your clients in the TD bank, you are a salesperson and one of your client is just bad on you, like doing speaking like wrong words. Then what will happen then? The person who is managing the things, or the teller or a salesperson, will have to manage their emotions. So consciously, the two things are there, non-conscious and unconscious and conscious. So consciously engage in verbal and non-verbal, so behaviors that represent the expected emotions. So surface acting is the faking the expected emotions, and surface acting is a stressful and difficult. that require considerable mental efforts. See, something that we do in a natural way, and some on the other side we have to smile in front of the client. It's a very difficult situation, right? So we have to consider, like, we have to show them that whatever that you has said, I respect that, even then that you are not respecting, but you need to show this one. So what is that? You are doing something fake. So when we do something fake, not natural, that increases our stress, and sometimes it is very difficult to manage. So in this case, that require very good amount of mental efforts, psychological separation of a self from the role. The role is there. I am just thinking about crying, but I have to laugh, right? I have to show that I'm happy. Means that we are contradicting. Means separations of self from the role. Now, sometimes it is difficult to replicate facial muscles. Those people that who are not enough experience, they don't have enough experience, or they are not capable or able to change their feeling internally, and also like they should be able to show externally the same thing. They have some difficulty. Sorry. So difficult to replicate the facial muscles and body postures when pretending to feel and emotions. Observers see evidence that we are faking the emotions. Someone say, I'm so happy with you, but no, that is not happy. One say, oh, I love this culture, I love these kind of people, but actually that person, he or she may not be in that position. So regulate actual emotion, the basis of deep acting. So this is the strategy. So change the situation. Regulate mean manage. How to manage the actual emotion, whatever the emotions are there. Even that you feel like going out, you feel that you feel like after hearing some news or something, that you feel a stressful situation. So how to manage that? Sometime in the workplace you have to manage some of the emotions. So what are the situations? So some of the strategies are available here. Change the situation. For example, temporary leave a work area and makes us feel lethargic, right? So those area that for example that you are feeling so drowsy, right? Leave that place for a couple of minutes, come back. Then now the situation, changing the situation has changed. Next, modify the situation. For example, stop working on an aggravating task and move to the more enjoyable task. There are different kind of task. If you are working in the area or where that some the task that you have to do, which is more aggravating, like you have to be more aggressive or something, like not feeling enjoy, just boring, or just stuff things. And how you can modify the situation? You cannot change the situation, but you can, what you can do, move to the more enjoyable task. Sometimes that your nature is different, you can shift, you can move that place, you can leave that place, or move to the enjoyable task. Next regulate uh, point is suppress or amplify emotions. You can suppress it or you can amplify your emotions. For example, stop thinking about events that bother you. Sometimes we are at the workplace, and some of your colleague, they are bullying you, and just on the another place that person is not there. Even that if you are thinking about that they will bully me, so that situation comes normally in the workplace. So what is the solution of this problem? Stop thinking about that person, stop thinking about that events which bothers you, maybe from the colleague, or maybe from the family, friends, or from other people. Shift attentions. So attention can be shifted, right? So engage in work that takes your mind off earlier problems. Reframe the situation. For example, view a failed client presentation as a learning experience with low chances of success. Reframe the situation. You can think like in the last time I just talked to the client and there was some problem that was my fault, and due to that I lost my client. But now this time I'm just going to reframe the situation. If in future this kind of problem exists or persist, then I will try to manage this one. So this is how to manage your emotions. So emotional quotient, what is that? EQ is a part of our brain which is 80% responsible for our success and growth. This is not a normal thing, I'm telling you. And this, like in this topic, you will learn and you should know that 80% of our success, 80% of our growth is totally depends upon our emotional quotient. In a very rare sense, we have two mind, right? One that think and one that feel. The feeling part is emotions and thinking part is intelligence, right? Logical or rational. So you IQ is responsible for the logical and rational thinking, that you are intelligent, right? IQ. And on the EQ level, for all our emotions, for all our feelings and behavior with others, right? That is the emotional quotient. And you are smart. You are smart. How you can be a smart? So smart person, you can say they are able to manage their emotions. So EQ is responsible for the all your emotions or feelings and behavior with others. Most of the time our decision in life is based upon our emotions. Sometimes we take decisions on the basis of emotions. A factor affecting the emotions are decision making, their relationship, stress management, then grabbing some opportunities, right? So these are the factor affecting the emotions. So it is important to understand, improve, and apply the EQ, means emotion quotient, in our real life. So we have some components of EI. What are those components that we have? The first is self-awareness. It means having a clear understanding and perception of ourselves. We're talking about ourselves, right? So this is the one of component. Second is know your triggers and manage your emotions. What is your trigger point? That sometime they know this is the limitation of other person. If I say this one to he, that is the trigger point. He will just he will get mad on me, right? He will get angry, he will get happy. Trigger point. So you should know that what situation triggers your emotions. You should know that our sometimes we don't consider these things. These are the very important things, but we don't consider. So what we should do that we should just think about it. We should know what are the trigger points, trigger, and how to manage your emotions. So you should look the situation from all angles, right? In that way you will be able to manage. Next component of EI, emotional intelligence, is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Whether that you are empathetic or not, we should uh, we should yourself in their we should behave like consider yourself in their shoes and see from their point of view, right? Put yourself in their shoes and see from their point of view what they think. If some person is like feeling ill and you are so cooperative, you think like, if in case that I feel in future I feel bad if not feeling well today, and like he is asking to shift this swap your shift with me, if I can do that I should do that, right? Empathy. So whether you are empathetic or not, check yourself. This is the component of EI. Next, build and improve your relationship. So relationship management is also very, very important to improve the EI, right? So it is important to improve relationship. If you want to improve your emotional intelligence, You should focus on improving the relationship. Once you focus on improving the relationship, automatically that you will be able to improve consciously or unconsciously your emotional intelligence. Faith and belief. To be emotionally intelligent, like someone say how much you are intelligent, it doesn't mean intelligence that play maybe a 20%. How much emotionally you are intelligent, that is very important, which will contribute to your success and growth. To be emotionally intelligent, you should believe in the power of faith. Everything is in life happens for a reason. Just you believe on that. You should have faith on that. Now, emotional intelligence model is in front of you, which says that there are four things. Recognition of emotions means about yourself, aware of own emotions. Second, regulate your of emotions, mean manage of own emotion, mean first of all you should be aware about your emotions. Second, you should be able to manage your emotions. Now this is for yourself. And now look at the other, awareness of others emotions, and the next is management of other emotions. This is EI model. It's a very simple model. It shows that you need to aware and manage of emotions about yourself as well as others. That's it. So awareness of own self means able to perceive and understand the meaning of your own emotions, and able to eavesdrop in on your emotional responses to specific situation, and to use this awareness as conscious information. Second is management of your own emotions. Now after awareing about your emotions, now how to manage it. Ability to manage your own emotions and goes beyond displaying behavior that represent desired emotions, and requires deep acting to generate or suppress emotions. So what is the requirement in this to manage? So deep acting, acting means doing activity, activity means doing, means implementations, and to generate, to create or suppress, to create emotions or to suppress emotions, that is the management. So awareness of others emotions, ability to perceive and understand the emotions of others, like empathy, understanding and sensitivity of the feeling, thoughts and situation of others, and being organizationally aware means sensing office of politics, what is going on in the office, like politics, maybe the social network or something, like you should know about the organization, in the organization what people are doing. You should be aware of others emotions, and management of other emotions means managing other people's emotions, I mean through inspiring them, to motivating them, to counseling them, right, or consoling, right, so consoling, right, so to say okay no problem, that I am with you, something like that. So these four dimensions form a hierarchy and lower to the highest list above. For example, need to recognize others' emotions before regulating others' emotions. Means you need to recognize other emotions before regulating our own emotions. So most job, if we talk about what is the EI outcome, what is the result, right? So most jobs involve social interactions, and EI is useful in the social duties. Emotional intelligence leads to better teamwork, yes. Emotional labor performance, good. Leadership, decisions involving others, and creativity mindset. So these emotional EI leads to the better of all these things. And developing emotional intelligence means that can be developed through the training, coaching, practice, and feedback. Maybe the positive, negative feedbacks related to any particular object or the situation. Emotional intelligence increase with age. Slowly, that you once you becoming old and having a very good experience, that EI increases. Job satisfaction at cooperators. So this is the cooperator is the one of the insurance company here in Canada. The cooperators has some Canadian highest customer rating for automobiles and home insurance by applying the service profit chain model. The company has more satisfied customers by having more satisfied employees. It means customers are satisfied only because of the employees are satisfied. So that if the employees are satisfied, it means they are satisfied with the job. This is one of the example that I have given to you. So now this is the website that you can see that I have grabbed this one from Google, and this is the name of the website, cooperators.ca. So now the cooperators has some of Canada's highest customer rating for automobiles and home insurance by applying their service profit chain model. This is the one of the model, service profit chain model. Means service and profit. There are two words. It means the serving by the employees and the customer happy, and that will generate the profit. The company has more satisfied customers by having more satisfied employees. Now you can see that EVLN. So exit, voice, loyalty, and a negative model. Identify the 4 ways employees respond to dissatisfaction. When employees are not satisfied, there should be some response. The response will be there by the employees, maybe to the customer, maybe to the organization, maybe to the top level managers or somewhere. The first will E mean exit, leave the situation, quitting and transferring and being absent. Today I'm not going because of this. Next, voice. Sometime in exit, some students don't show up in the class when there is a presentation, right? So they have some emotions, right? Or maybe some bad situations. Voice is changing the situation or problem solving and complaining, right? This is the second response. They will voice, they will say, they will explain, right? This is I'm just complaining because of this, like it happens with me or in my environment, with my colleagues. Loyalty, like patiently, they have a patience, so patiently waiting for the situation to improve. They first try and have a patience to improve the situation. They are loyal. Loyalty. Neglect means ignoring, reducing work efforts and quality. So work efforts and quality, that reduces. So the work efforts, they are just not giving 100% in the job, neglecting that one, ignoring that, increasing absenteeism. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't go. So that may be the responses to the dissatisfaction. So job satisfaction and performance, happy worker are somewhat more productive worker. Yes. So satisfaction performance relationship is not as stronger sometimes because of the general attitude or poor predictor of a specific behavior. Sometimes the low employee control even our performance. For example, assembly line controls work speed and some quality, whether employee is happy or not with work. Reverse causation, the performance causes satisfaction, right? Uh, but but performance often is not rewarded. Sometimes what happen, the good employees in the organization, they are not rewarded even with the appreciation or with something. So what they will do, they will also just will not feel fully satisfied in the job. High performance performers receives more reward, so are more satisfied. On the other side, the low performing employees, sometimes they some employees are performing less, who receive less reward, right? If they are if the company's policies, they change the policy and the rewarding to the employees, then satisfaction level will definitely will be enhanced. Service profit chain model that I discussed. Job satisfaction increases the customer. When there is the job satisfaction, the employees are satisfied, they will treat their customers as a like valuable assets. And the customer satisfaction and the profitability, that will be because of the employees emotions affect customer emotions. For example, satisfied employee usually have more positive mood. Yes, if you are satisfied in one of the organization, your mood will be positive. And the positive emotions, the customer emotions will be positive. If you are positive, your your customer will be positive, and employee definitely in return will feel very happy. And on the second point, we say experienced, mean low turnover employees, means the employees who is working for the long period of time in one organization provide better services because they have a very good experience in how to interact with the client. Organizational practices, if it is in the positive way, employee satisfaction and commitment that increase, and on the return that employee retentions will be there, low turnover, and employee motivation and behavior, if it is positive, then definitely the quality of the product or services will be enhanced. In result, customer will be satisfied and will definitely perceive more value in the organization. Once the customer perceive some value that I'm working with this organization because of the employees are really good, the customer feel uh, satisfied, and the customer will become a loyal and also refer to the another customer. In return, more and more customers comes to the company, and company become profitable, right? And the profitability and the growth of the company, that is based upon the satisfaction of the employees. So part 2 that we will discuss later.